Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. Parents, listen up. It is time to draw a line in the sand when it comes to your children and their phones. Joining us with some tips on how to do it is Chandonnet. Henry, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're known as the trending news fellow for Business Insider, so we're looking forward to chatting with you. Henry, what did you learn from Alex Stamos, Facebook's former chief of security, on the rules parents should have for their kids and how they use their phones?
Yeah, so Alex Stamos has had these incredibly high-ranking security positions in tech, right? He was the CSO for Facebook. He was also the chief information security officer at Yahoo. And when he was at Facebook, he specifically looked at a child safety program. So he was worried about how kids were using their phones, and he wanted parents to really outline specific and effective policies so that their kids were safe. But he also wanted them to have open conversations, something that can be hard to really talk about your kids with what they're doing on their phones. You have to keep that line of communication open.
Yeah, this is a tough subject when it comes to parents because when giving a child a phone, how do you navigate the balance of keeping tabs while building trust?
It's hard. I know it's hard. His policy, Stamos, was trust but verify. He asked parents to trust in your kid, don't expect them to just fork over everything, and know that they're being safe. But you also want to check. You want to be sure, especially when they're young. You want to be doing spot checks or going through their social profiles just to make sure that nothing out of course or nothing wrong is happening.
Alex also mentioned delaying phone ownership until a child can handle responsibility. What's your take?
Yeah, it's a hard and parent to parent conversation, right? Every kid is different, and that is one of the bigger parenting decisions that people are making now is when to give their kid a phone. Alex has three kids, so his 13-year-old, his youngest, just got a phone because he said that they had reached the point where they had to. And that's the bigger conversation, right? You don't want to socially isolate your kid, but you also want them to be safe, and you want them to be mature enough to be able to handle the responsibility. So it's really about having open conversations with your kid, about knowing and trusting them, and then also maybe about treating having a phone different from having social media, which he also had separate rules for.
Yeah, I found this really shocking that he doesn't want his kids on social media.
Yeah, it's fascinating and it's in line with some other tech executives. He was incredibly specific about knowing when your kid can handle social media, right? It is a level of maturity to be able to be on the open internet. It's more than just watching a YouTube video on the TV. It is posting your life for the world. He was also specific that your kid should have private social profiles, right? They should not be public and for everyone. But beyond that, right, you want to perform these spot checks. You want to know what your kid is doing. And you also want to make sure that they're talking to you about their social media usage so that you can maybe it's a bigger conversation.
Henry, thank you so much. For more info, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.